Hey guys, so today I thought I would record for you a little flow, so my own personal yoga flow, and I want to share it with you guys. So if you want to have a class, have a yoga practice that you can try out, feel free to try this. It's definitely more of an advanced practice, but yeah, just have fun with it and enjoy yourself, and we'll start in child's pose. So big toes come to touch, knees come out wide. Reach your fingers forward towards the top of your mat. And straight away connect into your breath. So start to activate your ujjayi breath. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And keep your breath nice and long, keep your breath fluid. And bring your right arm underneath your left arm. Just take a little twist here in your child's pose. Finding length, reaching to the fingertips, and then taking the other side, bringing your other ear to the mat. Just taking a nice rotation in the shoulders. And then you can bring your hands back to center, coming to all fours. And extend your right leg back behind you, kick back through your heel, and then shift your weight forward and back through your hands. Then taking the other side, finding space and length here. Then coming into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, we're just going to take a few ripples forward. So bringing your heels up high towards the ceiling, come to your tippy toes. And then articulate through the spine, keep your sit bones high, and then roll your spine forward, coming into high plank. And then initiating with the pelvis to come back into your downward facing dog. And come into your high plank here. Extend your right heel back behind you. Come to 3 points of contact and shift your weight forward and back. And then taking the other side, so 3 pointed high plank. Shifting your weight forward and back. And then let that go. Come back into downward facing dog. Just warming up through the spine, warming up through the body. And just taking any movement that feels good for you here. Any organic, natural movements. And then you can come back to your high plank and draw your right toes on top of your heel and then shift your weight forward and back, moving your heel forward to your tiptoes and then back, and then swapping sides. And then reaching your right foot back, left hand forward, coming into balancing, core work straight away. Then swapping sides. And taking ragdoll top of your mat. Just let everything be heavy here. And bend your knees a lot so you feel your chest connected to your thighs. And if you wish to move side to side here, feel free. And on your inhale, roll out through your spine, mountain pose, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, keep the movement flowing. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, fill up. Exhale, fold forward, soften. Halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high, fill up, find space and length, and exhale, fold forward, fluid movement. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Forward fold, exhale. And coming into a twist on your next breath in. So bending through your right knee, keeping your left leg nice and straight. Bring your right hand down to the mat, reach up high. And then whenever you're ready, soften sides, taking rotation, other side. Find length in your spine. Come back into a low lunge. So bring your right leg back, left leg forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, straighten through your front leg, hinge forward. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bring your right hand down, left hand high to the ceiling. Find a twist here, an opening through your hips. And then place both hands back down, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, spring to your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, fill up. Exhale, forward fold, soften. Halfway lift. Bring your hands to the mat, step your left leg back, coming into low lunge, reach your arms up high to the sky. Exhale, straighten through your leg, hinge over your straight leg. Inhale, reach your arms up, bend through your front leg. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, fold back. Inhale, come into your twist, so bringing your left hand down, right hand high to the ceiling, draw your shoulder blades in towards each other. Plant your hands, come into downward facing dog. So again, just finding movement in your body here, warming up. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, spring to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right leg back, left leg forward, low lunge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, low lunge. Moving with your breaths. Tuck your toes, come back into downward facing dog. So moving quicker now with your body. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, spring to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose, big inhale, fill up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Step your left leg back, come into your low lunge. Exhale, fold. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, low lunge. Place your hands to the mat, tuck your toes, come into downward facing dog. Yeah, so this should feel good for your hamstrings. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, spring top of your mat, halfway lift. Forward fold. On your inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Place your hands down, step your right leg back, inhale, low lunge. Place your hands, come into your twist straight away. And then bringing both hands down, press back downward facing dog. Beginning to flow, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, spring forward, halfway lift. Forward fold, mountain pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left leg back, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, come into your twist. And then place both hands down, press back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Look forward, spring to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. So have your feet touching, your knees squeeze together to touch. So from skin to muscle to bone, hug everything in. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, open through your chest, and then shift your weight forward. See if you can lift your heels off. So keep the depth in your knees, interlace your fingers behind your back, open through your chest, keep your heels lifted high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. High to low plank, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right leg forward, warrior one. Draw your right hip back and straight away open through your heart, open through your chest, stay low in your front knee. Ground down through the outside edge of your back foot. And see where you can expand, where you can open, draw your heart up towards the ceiling. Chaturanga Dandasana, flow it out, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left side. So find parallel in your hips here. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. And sink down deep in your front knee. Keep your front knee tracking over your pinky toe. And then open through your heart, expand through your chest, up and back. Chaturanga Dandasana, flow it out. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. You connect back into breath, back into Ujjayi, strong breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, spring to your hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. Utkatasana, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Low plank, hug into center line and core. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, warrior one, right side. Take it up and back. Chaturanga Dandasana, flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take warrior one, left side. Find your base. Ground down through your feet. Expand. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, hips high. Start to flow with your breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, spring to your hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. Utkatasana, find your depth. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Low plank, hug into your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, warrior one, right side. Find your base. Warrior two on your exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward. Take another inhale here. Open your heart up towards the ceiling. And then your exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take warrior one, left side. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. See how long you can be from the back edge of your foot all the way to your fingertips. You can take a bind and open through your heart. Take a full breath here. Then you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, flow. Upward facing dog, open through your heart. Downward facing dog, hips high. Take a deep breath in. Lift your heels, bend your knees, empty out, spring to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Low plank, hug in, bend your elbows, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, press back. Warrior one, right side, straight away. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior, up and back, inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. We're going to flow this again. Take a breath in, take your bind if that's in your expression. You can take bird of paradise. It will take time here for you to play, for you to express. So if you're taking bird of paradise, look to your front foot. A step forward, straight in through your standing leg. And then to come back down, come back into your extended side angle, open through your heart. Chaturanga Dandasana, flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take warrior one, left side. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, up and back. Extended side angle, exhale. So either stay in your extended side angle or take bird of paradise. So bird of paradise, you want to bind your hands behind your back. Take a look at your front foot. Step your back foot forward to meet it, so both feet parallel. And then see if you can pick your left foot up. Play with straightening through your legs, so use a bit of hamstring stretch here, and then open your heart up. Everything opens. And to come back down, slowly bringing that foot down, coming back into your extended side angle. And then low plank on your exhale. Yeah, it's a good one. And now upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Use your core to pull you back. Just connect back into your breath here. So take 5 strong Ujjayi breaths. And on your exhale, see if you need to sigh anything out, let something go. And connect back into your Ujjayi breath. Lift your right leg high to the sky. And bring your pinky toes down towards the floor. Find parallel in your hips. And then bend your knees, stack your hips one on top of the other. Open your hips up. So flex through your toes. Keep your shoulders square towards the front of the room. And either stay in here or foot floats all the way over into flip dog. Yeah, so flip dog, both feet are planted. Both feet face 12 o'clock and lift your hips up high to the sky. Good. Come back to downward facing dog or 3-legged downward facing dog. And then bring your knee to your right armpit, send it up and back. Knee to your left armpit across your body, send it up and back. Knee to nose, hug in, dome through your back, step your foot through, come into crescent lunge. Yeah, so bring your awareness to your pelvis, lift the front of your pelvis. So your pelvis is in neutral. And bring your hands into heart space, twist over towards the right. And we're going to take an open twist here. So hands expand, open, bring your back hand towards your back thigh, take it up and back, open through your heart. So twist with a back bend, come back to center, hands come into prayer, but keep twisting over to that side and bring your armpit to the outside of your front thigh. So we're still in our twist, but hands are in prayer now. Good. Bring our hands to the mat. Now take side plank, grounding down through your left hand. See if you can keep your other foot floating off the mat. So side plank, lift your hips up, lift your foot up high to the sky. Yeah, think of more lift, more height, more doming. Keep your leg lifted as you come to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's a good one. Yeah, center back in. Now lift your left leg high to the sky, kick back. Find parallel on your hips first. And then bend your knee, yawn your hips open to the side. Now see if you can keep your shoulders square to the front of the room. And release any tension in your neck. And then foot just floats over into flip dog. Yeah, and from flip dog you can reach towards the floor, maybe even full wheel as possible. Yeah, see how warm, see how available you are in this moment. Be playful with it. You give it a go. Come all the way back over. Keep your leg lifted. Come back into downward facing dog. Straighten through your lifted leg. And then knee to your left armpit. Send it up and back. Exhale, knee to right armpit. Cross it over your body. Send it up and back. Knee to nose, dome through your upper back, step through into crescent lunge. So nice long base for your crescent lunge. Now see if you can stack your joints on top of each other. So bend through your front knee right above your ankle. And you can take it up and back, find a crescent in your spine, bring your hands to heart space. Then take your open twist other side. And then from your open twist, reach towards your back thigh. And take your open twist up and back, open through your heart. And then bring your hands back into prayer. See if you can keep this twist. Yeah, it's a tricky transition. So draw your heart up towards the ceiling. Press your hands in towards each other. Press your forearm into your knee. And then bring your right hand down. See if you can come into your side plank, keeping that front leg lifted as you go back. Yeah, kick your leg up high to the sky or bind at your knee or your big toe. Yeah, allow yourself to be curious here. Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep your leg lifted right to the end. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Good, take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, lift your heels. Yeah, take a few rocks in your spine here. Articulate through your spine to let that go. So lifting your heels, rolling into your high plank. And then coming back to downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, bring your feet up towards your hands. Take crow pose. Yeah, and I'm going to play with crow pose to headstand. So if you want to play with me, take your chin in. See if you can slowly bring the top of your head down to the mat. Yeah, and it's tricky. Like I'm having to do this one a few times, finding my balance. And so just allow yourself to be curious here. And then see if you can stack everything one on top of the other. Yeah, good. Shift using your hands to see where your weight's distributed. Keep your core engaged nice and strong. Yeah, good. You can do it. Stay in it. Keep playing. Keep being curious. Keep your breath strong. And then slowly, mindfully coming back into crow. Use your arm strength to lift back up. Use your strong core. Yes, you can do it. Try it on. Yes. Good. And then see if you can go into Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good job. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees. Spring to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold, soften. Separate your feet to hip distance apart. And take Padagustasana. So Padagustasana is peace fingers to big toes for your forward fold. And here it's a chance to reset. If you need to take any movement that feels good in your body, if you need to do a few yeses and nos, soften your neck, soften your jaw. Strong, steady breath here. Release the bind, bring your feet back to touch. Inhale, mountain pose, fill up. Let's take a moment here to reset. Tadasana, arms alongside you, and just check back into your body. Focusing your drishti on one point in front. We'll come into our balancing series next. So feel the grounding in your feet. And feel your strong breath. We'll come into standing leg raise, right side. So draw your right knee into your chest. Either take your bind at your knee or at your big toe. You can work on straightening the leg. And then open your bind up towards the side wall. Now left hand and your gaze goes over towards the left. And come back to center, straighten your leg, reach your arms up high to the sky, and kick back, aeroplane. Find parallel in your hips here, open through your chest, lift your leg up high to the sky, kick back through your heel. And keep your gaze lifted, everything lifted up. Come into half moon, so bring your left hand down either to a prop or to the floor. And see if you can stack your hips one on top of the other here. And think of everything going up towards the ceiling, so your gaze as well as your fingertips. I like to play with a bind from here, so bending it with your leg that's lifted, grabbing a hold of your ankle, seeing if you can kick back and open up. Exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, mountain pose. Take standing leg raise, left side. So as you find your bind, take everything into center line and then open up. See if you can straighten through your standing leg, grounding down through your feet. And come back to center, straighten your leg out in front, reach your arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, kick back, aeroplane. Yeah, and if you get wobbly here, it's okay. Just find your expression, see if you can lift up higher, then take half moon. Everything opens up. And don't be afraid to lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Chances are it'll make you more wobbly. Yeah, chances are you could fall, but that's okay. We're just playing, being curious. Yeah, you guys are just joining in on my flow, and if you want to take that bind with your top leg and open your heart up, go for it. Yeah, good. And then slowly release, not like I did, and then bend forward, let it go. Take mountain pose, inhale, fill up. Tadasana, arms alongside you, and come into the first side again. So standing leg raise, right side. And this time flow through it. So take it up and then to the side, come back to center, and then kick back, aeroplane. Take a breath here. And then take half moon, open up. Just another breath here, open. Yeah, flowing. Like everything's a dance with your breath. Yeah, I wanted to take longer here to take my bind, so go for it. Chance to play. And then exhale, fold forward more gracefully than I did. Inhale, mountain pose, fill up. Standing leg raise, left side. Find your bind, take it forward, take it up to the side for one breath. Come back to center for one breath, lift your arms up high. Kick back, one breath, open up. Smooth transition, and then half moon. Yeah, everything's smooth, everything's fluid. And then play here. Yeah, take the chance to find your balance, take the chance to play with the bind. Yeah, stay in it, you've got this. Take another breath in. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, mountain pose, refresh. Tadasana, arms alongside you. Now take tree pose, lifting your right leg up until it's bind. A strong drishti. Interlace your fingers, reach your palms up towards the ceiling. Now lift your gaze up, take it up and back. Yeah, even if you get wobbly, stay in it. Yeah, this is a chance to recenter, still find your edge, still find your growth. Bring your hands back to prayer. And take tree pose, other side. Interlace your fingers, reach up high to the ceiling. And find your variation again, your opening again. Yeah, and balancing is designed, this whole practice is designed to be challenging. So if you get wobbly, if you fall, yeah, don't worry about it. Let's come back to center. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, side out. Halfway lift. Low plank, empty. Come back to your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift your right leg high. Knee to right armpit, hug in. Send it up and back. Knee to left armpit, hug in. Send it up and back. Knee to nose, hug in. Step through. Warrior one. Warrior two. Straighten through your front leg. Triangle pose. Reach forward in the room. Hips go back. And I like to take a half bind here, so you can bind, grab a hold of your front thigh, bottom hand reaches forward towards the front of the room. Your main focus is to open your heart up towards the ceiling. So if this doesn't serve you, you don't have to take it. Come back to standing. Grab a hold of your elbows behind your back. Pigeon toe your toes to the side of the room, and then forward fold. And I'm going to take a twist here. So bring one hand to one foot, open the other hand up towards the ceiling, lift your gaze up, and then take the other side. But you don't have to take the twist if that doesn't serve you. It's just my flow. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Walk your feet to the front of your mat and take pyramid pose. So take twisting triangle. So take a shorter and wider base. And I'm using a block here. I always use a block in my twisting triangle. It helps me to find the height, the lift in my spine, and then I can lift my heart up towards the ceiling. It's more about twisting here than folding. So lift your heart up towards the ceiling. And then now come into just your standard pyramid. So coming back to center, flat back, exhale, fold. So same position in the legs, the spine is just softening forward. And I've grabbed a hold of my elbows behind my back. And then Chaturanga Dandasana, flow it out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift your left leg high to the sky, inhale. Knee to armpit, hug in. Send it up and back. Knee across your body. Send it up and back. Knee to nose, hug and step through, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior, take it, straighten through your front leg. Reach forward for triangle pose. And again, I'm taking the bind here, but you don't need to. Whatever serves you in your practice. If you take the bind, draw your back hand to your front thigh, reach your bottom hand forward in the room. Now open your heart up towards the ceiling. And then use your top hand to come back up. Pigeon toe your feet, come into side facing forward fold, wide-legged. And bring your hands to your hips, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. So here I'm playing with a headstand variation, as that's in my practice. So to play with headstand, you need to have enough of a fold so that your head touches the floor. And then you want to stack your hips above your shoulders. Again, allow yourself to play here, taking your legs out nice and wide, and then slowly, mindfully coming all the way back down. Take your time. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Articulate through the spine. Halfway lift. Walk your hands towards your front foot and take twisting triangle to start. So take a shorter and wider base. You want your hips square to the front of the room. And then twist your heart up towards the ceiling. Yeah, and if you need to readjust your base, allow yourself to do so. You want to find parallel in your hips. And then keep the parallel in your hips. Just bring your chest, come up to standing, find a flat back. And you can either take a hold of your elbows or take reverse prayer. And then fold forward. Just like any other forward fold, soften your neck, soften your jaw. Allow your breath to be strong. Bring your hands to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, shoulder blades pull back, downward facing dog, hips high. Come into hands and knees. We're going to do a few variations of my variation of cat-cow. So bring your left hand forward, reach your opposite heel back, and knee to nose curl in, send it up and back, knee to nose hug in, and then grab a hold of your ankle, come into a back bend, kicking back through your hand, just one side, and then come into the other side, so reach forward with your fingertips, kick back with your heel, elbow to knee hug in, send it out and back, elbow to knee curl in, articulate through your spine, kick back, find length, and bend through your lifted leg, grab a hold of your ankle, kick back. Kick back to open through your chest, open through your heart, open through your back. Keep your breath flowing. And then bring those points of contact back down to the mat. And come to lie on your backs. We'll take bridge pose. So lying on your backs, draw your heels in close towards your bum. And then lift up bridge. So you can interlace your fingers behind your back. And walk your arm bones underneath you. You get more opening in your shoulders. A nice strong fluid breath. And see if you can lift your hips up even higher. You can come all the way back down, articulate through the spine. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Lift up bridge. So both feet face 12 o'clock. Draw your inner ankles back. You ground down through all four corners of your feet. Lift your hips up high to the sky. Open through your chest. You can work your arm bones underneath, finding more opening in your heart. And then slowly come all the way back down, articulate through the spine. And then we'll either take bridge again or I'm taking wheel. So bridge or wheel, lift up. Yeah, same idea. So heels, feet face 12 o'clock. And then you can shift your weight forward and back if you're in wheel. Keep lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. They come back down, tuck your chin in, articulate through the spine as you come back down. Reground in through your feet, reground in with your breath. We'll take another wheel pose, lift up. Yeah, so use your breath, inhale to lift up. And then rock forward and back. See where you're distributing your weight. See if you can share the weight out more evenly. Drawing your heart in between your arm bones. Now take your chin in, come all the way back down, articulate through the spine. And my hair was annoying me, so I just put it into a ponytail. We'll take another wheel, lift up. Good, so last wheel, so find your expression. If you want to lift a leg up, you go for it. You can lift your other leg up as well. And tuck your chin in, come all the way back down, massage back through your spine. And then come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch. Allow your knees to hang out wide, and then one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And just feel all these sensations in your body. Feel your breath. Feel the power, the heat that we've built. And then come into happy baby. Happy baby, see if you can cement your spine down to the floor. And then taking any rocks side to side if that feels good in your lower back. And then take some rocks forward and back. Start to build momentum. Be generous in your rocking. Drawing your feet all the way overhead, all the way forward, and then come into high boat. Yeah, find your high boat. Open through your chest. And then coming into a twist. So grabbing a hold of your left leg with your right hand straight in through that leg. Stay in your high boat though. Draw your back hand back. Open through your chest. Good, and then take the other side, high boat with a twist. It's just like with our crescent lunge with our open twist. Yeah, keep both legs lifted off the floor. Come back to center. Grab a hold of both feet, opening both legs out, stretching through your hips. Then cross your legs, see if you can lift up just for a second. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low. Inhale, high, cross one leg in front, place your hands down, lift up. Good, high boat. Exhale, low. Inhale, high, cross one leg in front, place your hands down, lift up just a little bit. Good, high boat. Exhale, low. Inhale, high, and then rock forward and back. Good, massaging through your spine. And then we'll come straight into bicycle legs, so coming back to lying on your back. Coming into tabletop with your legs and then twisting over. So bringing your elbow across to your bent leg, other leg goes long. Yeah, we're just going to twist and crunch here, strengthening the front side body. Good, keep twisting, rotating for each one. You've got this. I don't know how long I do it for, but let's try 3, 2, 1. Oh, good. Hug your knees in. I was close. Good. Rock side to side. Just got one more core. Lift your leg up high to the sky. Strain your legs. Lower your legs a third of the way. Lower another third of the way. Lower to there just off the mat. And then kick up and down. Good. Keep kicking up and down. We're just here for 10 counts. And I've already started counting, so it'll be less than that. Keep it going. You've got this. Bring your legs up high to the sky. Keep the curl up with your head and shoulders. Externally rotate, so heel squeezing and lower a third of the way. Another third of the way. Hover just off the mat for 10. Beat together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then squeeze. Come all the way back in. I'm still going, so you can see if you can still go. You've got this. Stay in it. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Let it go. Just come up to a seated position, however you choose, and take double pigeon. So double pigeon, you want your right ankle crossed above your left knee. And it's almost like stacking logs. So you want both of your shin bones to be square to the front of the room, like horizontal lines. And this can be quite an intense glute stretch. I like this one as there's less tendency to kind of cheat. You can't really put any pressure in your lower back here. You can't really rotate your hips out or rotate it down. You just fold with whatever space you have. And then keep the crossover in your legs. Bring your other foot down to the mat. And lift up for reverse tabletop. And allow this to feel good. Drop your head back. Lift your hips high. Good. Stay for another breath. And then slowly come back down. And take double pigeon other side. Double pigeon, you want your feet flexed, just like you're standing in Tadasana. Your shoulders down, your back sitting up nice and tall. And if you have space, you can walk your fingertips further forward, taking a forward fold. Yeah, if you don't have space though, that's okay. If you need to use blocks or any props for support, yeah, you're more than welcome to. Just be kind to yourself. Keep finding length in your spine as you reach your chest over your legs. Walk your hands back, take reverse tabletop, so bottom foot planted to the earth, and lift your hips high. Hips high, chest lifted, head goes back. Yeah, find more opening, more lift. And then slowly coming all the way back down. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So legs come out nice and wide. The toes outwards. And first we're going to take a little sideways fold. So reaching over towards just one leg, either way, doesn't matter. And then fold into the center from there. And then taking the other side. So keeping this movement really fluid and flowing. Your heart up towards the ceiling. It doesn't matter how far you go, and then slowly coming all the way back up. And bring your feet back to center, and we'll take fish pose, so sitting on your hands. You draw your elbows in towards each other, and then bring your body further back. And see how far back you can go to rest your head down. Now, this is mainly about opening through your chest. And because we've just folded so much the other way, we want to open and fold the other way. Yeah, and to use your core, you can play with lifting your legs up as well. Good for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring your feet back down. Come out of your fish pose, so let go of sitting on your hands. And then take an inversion of your choice. So I'm taking shoulder stand. So draw your toes up towards the ceiling and bring your hands to your lower back to support you. And keep lifting up towards the ceiling like someone who's string and then pulling your feet up. And from shoulder stand, when you're ready, you can come into plow, drawing your feet overhead. Yeah, keep it slow and controlled transition. And I like to reach my arms up overhead here, and then you can come into deaf man's pose, which is bending the knees in towards your ears, or you just stay in plow. And then very, very slowly coming to a line back down on your back. Then take a supine twist, so hug your left knee in towards your chest. And take it up and over your leg that's long, so supine twist. Yeah, it's like your spine is a towel and you're just wringing it out. Allow your shoulders to stay heavy to the mat. And take a supine twist other side. Come back to center. And then take final Shavasana. Allow your legs to come out nice and wide. Arms come out wide, shoulders down your back. And take up space. Take up space and allow your body to be heavy. You've just done maybe a different practice to what you're used to, quite a different flow, quite a quicker flow than what you're used to. And so allow your body to absorb everything that you've just done here without any judgment, without any stories. Now I'll let you know when it's time to come out. And slowly begin to take some movement in your fingers and your toes. If you wish to stay in Shavasana, feel free. And reach your arms up overhead, give yourself a whole body stretch. And then rolling over to one side, keeping the eyes closed. You come to a seated position on top of your mat, the hands into prayer at heart space. And thank you for practicing and flowing with me. Thank you for letting me try something new. And thank you for taking the time to be with your breath in your body. And bring your thumbs to forehead center. And with love, we say namaste. So I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to ask me any questions if you need in the comments. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening. I hope you feel energized and warm after that. So thank you.